Today's April 16, 2024. My name is Rob Carr of Kalamazoo Right to Life. This is Pro-Life Week. Well, I only have really one basic topic today, and that is to remind everyone about our Kalamazoo Right to Life's annual Focus on Life dinner coming up on May 2nd. But the focus is not necessarily on the dinner, but it is on our guest speaker, John Bursch, who is really one of the top pro-life and pro-family attorneys in the whole country. And he represents an amazing organization called Alliance Defending Freedom. And I'm sure most of you are well acquainted with that organization. But two things happened just in the last few days that really caught my attention regarding Mr. Bursch. And the first is, I was preparing some information material for our latest Right to Life newsletter regarding the Arizona Supreme Court's decision to uphold the state's 1864 law banning abortions through all 9 months of pregnancy, except for the physical life of the mother. And we know there's been a huge outcry by the liberals and pro-abortion people in the country saying, how dare you, take women back 160 years. Anyway, I saw, in researching that topic, I did see on YouTube a 15-minute video of Alliance Defending Freedom speaking at a news conference out in Phoenix, I'm assuming, out in Phoenix, at the time of the oral arguments before the Arizona Supreme Court. And standing directly behind the main person who was talking to the press about this case was our speaker for our Focus on Life dinner, John Bursch, the guy in the bow tie there in that picture. And he was wearing a bow tie in the on the YouTube video. So that must be his normal dress attire is the bow tie, which is fine. I have no problems, and I'm not making light of that. But here he was in Phoenix. He lives in Middleville near Grand Rapids. So here he is flying out to represent Alliance Defending Freedom in the Arizona case. And then I actually looked up the Arizona case's actual opinion, and lo and behold, there was his name listed on the first 2 or 3 pages of the opinion. The majority opinion listed all these attorneys representing both sides of the issue, and his name was listed as an Alliance Defending Freedom member of the council. So that was really neat to see that he had his hands in that victorious decision by the Arizona Supreme Court. So then 2 days ago, I believe it was 2 days ago, just looking at a Fox News website, there was another article saying that the Supreme Court is going to hear on April 24th oral argument about a completely different case. And as I'm reading this article, here again, Alliance Defending Freedom is representing the state of Idaho. There may be more involved in that too. Maybe they're just kind of assisting in the case. But John Bursch's name is mentioned 2 or 3 times in the article. I believe he is going to be one of the lead counsels arguing before the U.S. Supreme Court on this case. So when you come to the dinner, you will be seeing one of America's most prominent and successful pro-life attorneys, John Bursch, from the Grand Rapids area. You really need to come and hear this man speak. Get your tickets. Go to our website, kazoortl.org. And if you go there, you'll find, I believe on the first page, the ability to reserve seats, pay for your meal for the event right there on the website with a secure location for your credit card. Please do it. John Bursch is a person who is highly respected within the pro-life community as a top attorney. And he has been in the forefront of some of these cutting edge cases. So let's talk a little bit about this case out in Idaho. After the Dobbs decision, Idaho passed a new law called the Defense of Life Act. It bans abortions. It's very similar to that 1864 law in Arizona. But this new law in Idaho bans abortions through all 9 months of pregnancy except for the life of the mother. So it does not have exceptions for rape or incest. It's a very strong pro-life law. And Idaho is a very pro-life state. They have very strong pro-life majorities in their state house and state senate. So this law has passed, and it was challenged. It was challenged by the Biden Justice Department. I'm sure it was challenged by other people too, probably like Planned Parenthood and others. But the reason it was challenged is the federal government is claiming that it violates another federal law called the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act. And the Biden people are claiming that this law supersedes the state law, and it should allow for abortion procedures. And it went to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals out in San Francisco, and the Ninth Circuit, which is a very liberal court, I should say it went to a lower court, and the lower court said the state could not enforce the law. So then it was appealed, and it went to the Ninth Circuit Court, and the Ninth Circuit Court upheld the Justice Department. So that's where it stands now, that the law that is being challenged has been challenged by a court of appeals out in San Francisco, and that was appealed, and that is going to the Supreme Court. And on April 24th, we're all going to hear oral argument on this case. And I just want to read you just briefly what from this article. Let's see here. This is a quote from the Idaho Attorney General, pro-life, defending the law. His last name is Labrador. Quote, after Dobbs, the United States adopted the novel view that, when he says the United States, he's talking about the Justice Department, the Biden Justice Department. So after Dobbs, the United States adopted the novel view that the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act creates a federal right to abortion in emergency rooms, even though the act is silent on abortion and actually requires stabilizing treatment for the unborn children of pregnant women. The United States' position conflicts with the universal agreement of federal courts of appeals that the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act does not indicate a federal standard of care or displace state medical standards. Okay, so he's saying it doesn't apply. This federal law does not apply. So here, I want to read to you from the statement by the U.S. Solicitor General, Elizabeth Prelogar. And actually, if you were to see the opinion or the oral argument of the Dobbs decision, she was arguing against the Mississippi law, the basis of the Dobbs decision. So she's pro-abortion, very pro-abortion. So this is what she says here. Quote, pregnant women can experience emergency medical conditions that threaten their lives or risk severe and lasting harms, including sepsis, uncontrollable bleeding, kidney failure, and loss of fertility. When a woman experiencing such an emergency condition presents in a Medicare-funded hospital, the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act requires the hospital to offer, quote, necessary stabilizing treatment, unquote. In some cases, I'm still continuing the quote from this Solicitor General, in some cases, the medically necessary care is termination of the pregnancy, unquote. So it says here the cases Idaho versus United States and Moyle versus United States. They will be argued together on April 24th of this year, basically next week. So be praying for the Supreme Court. They're going to be hearing this case, and they have to decide, does the Idaho's law passed, duly elected law passed last year with overwhelming majorities, does this Defense of Life Act supersede this federal law that the Solicitor General is claiming can require federally funded hospitals to require them to perform abortions? So we shall see this case. But regardless of how this case turns out, I'm gonna say it again. John Bursch, our guest speaker, is at the center of this case in Idaho, was at the center of the case in Arizona, and it's an honor, it's an absolute honor. The Kalamazoo Right to Life is going to be having him speak at our dinner, the Focus on Life dinner, May 2nd. Doors open at 5:30. The program begins at 6:30. Please consider coming and hearing this man. He'll be talking about parental rights. That's the topic for us. It's not just transgender, it's the whole issue of parental consent for abortion that the Democrats in Lansing want to abolish. So, John Bursch, our guest speaker, please go to the website kazoortl.org. Get your tickets before the place fills up. Please, please, please attend our dinner and hear John Bursch. With that, I'll let you go. I'll see you next time.